virtual walkthrough on a Thor Vegas. It's on the back. You have a backup camera. All your controls in the camera for it are on the inside. And then we go on the inside to kind of demonstrate how to do that. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Some storage in the back. Then right below that, you do have a receiver in here, so you can tow. It does have a max towing capacity of 8,000 pounds with a towing weight of 500 pounds. If you're going to tow like another trailer or another larger trailer, you will need a auxiliary braking system. So this Vegas would need a brake controller. But if you were going to like flat tow your car using one of those supplementary braking system, all the braking would be in the vehicle itself, and at that point you would not need a brake controller. You could also use this for a bike rack or for one of those large racks to store some extra supplies on. It'll be good for that too as well. Then you have a 7-way to plug the trailer wiring into right below that. Coming along, access to your generator so you can perform any maintenance on it. Just finished up doing a 45-point inspection, so the generator is good. You can just undo these right here to the open position, kind of wiggle this lid a little bit down into that way, and you'll have access to everything back there to do your maintenance on it. Fill, obviously this is where you're going to fill up, unleaded fuel only. Short cord, you guys should be familiar because you have used this trailer a little bit before. 30 amp. This can twist on, and then this part, when you get the little tabs to line up with that, which is hard because you can't see where the tabs actually are. But see, you can't really tell where they are. You just have to. Line them up. There we go. Oh, nope, that was wrong. There we go. That'll give it extra secure so it won't accidentally get twisted out and unplugged. Here you have a cable inlet. So if you are somewhere where that provides cable, you can hook up cable through here. On-demand water heater. The only thing you have to do to use it is turn to make sure your propane is on, and then the panel for it is on the inside. You can also clean back here, open that up for maintenance. Definitely recommend cleaning back here. And get this lined up, the door closes right up. Fresh water, this is where you fill your onboard fresh tank. Just rest your hose in there, don't jam it in there. Then monitor its filling progress on the monitoring panel. Don't wait till you hear water gush out to know that it's full. City water, this is where you can hook your hose up to run water off of city water pressure. If you're using city water, you won't need to use your pump. If you're using fresh water, that's when you need to use your pump. Outdoor shower, both hot and cold equipped. Your dump right here. So the black handle is your black tank. Your black tank is your toilet water. Your gray tank is the gray handle is your gray tank, and that's like your shower and sink water. Definitely recommend making sure these are all the way closed before you take your cap off. And then I always do black tank first, because it'll flush all the black tank out, and then I do gray tank. That'll flush out the hose. So black tank gets all the nasties out. Gray tank will flush the hose out. So when you pick it up to move it to where you guys choose to store it, it's not dripping in black tank water. Propane access. Since you guys have used this trailer before, you can tell you used some propane on it. All the way to the left is on. All the way to the right is off. We're going to make sure this stays off for you folks. And a lot of places do onboard propane fills. I'm sure General RV, where you folks bought this, will do onboard propane fills. Camping World does as well. The easiest way to tell which one is your propane, it'll be the only compartment door that doesn't lock. That's a safety thing. So if you quickly need to get into it, you don't have to fumble with some keys. Oop, more storage here. I might be able to actually get in there. You guys might have some stuff in there, so we'll leave that closed for now. Coming along, access to your hood right there. You could do all your oil, check in the oil and all the fluids from underneath there. More storage right there. Outdoor TV. I'm sure you guys already used it a little bit. It does control off of your antenna, or if you're hooked into that cable. And I did see there was a satellite system installed on top too. More storage down there. Outdoor outlets. All your outdoor outlets are GFCI protected, and all your GFCIs are on the same circuit. So if one will trip, they will all trip. And I'll show you where to reset it. And it looks like you folks already have these screens installed. I always recommend it. It's going to help keep insects from making their way in there, building nests and whatnot. The cleaner you can keep the back of your fridge, the better. Same deal with your furnace. I see there's already a screen there. That's perfect. That's going to keep insects from building nests in there. Keep your furnace running in tip-top shape. A propane quick disconnect on the outside. Those are good to have. So if you have a portable grill that works with that, that's perfect. Take your cap off. Quick disconnect, just like an air fitting, and then you turn your valve on when you're ready to use it. Always make sure you cover the hole back up with this piece to keep debris from getting inside of the fitting. That's pretty much it for the outside. I'm gonna go turn the AC off. We had it running to check. Just so you guys can hear me, it's not too loud and whatnot. So we'll turn this off. And I'm sure you folks know how to use a lot of it, but I'll just cover everything. So, first thing, your wind guard system. I'm sure that's for your antenna or your what you might call it, your satellite. I did not install the satellite, so I'm not quite sure, but usually those wind guard things are for a satellite or for a Wi-Fi booster. Get your bed lift. So you have a special key. Here's your guys' keys. One of your keys, let's see if I can't find it. It's the silver key. This one right here is going to be the key for your bed lift. So you put your key in here. Turn it to on. Put it on position. Then you have pins in your bed. You remove. Just like that. Then you can lower your bed and have access to it. Just gonna watch how low you go with your seats, so we won't go all the way, and then you can go right back up with it. Always recommend holding raise up for a few seconds, just so the motors stay in sync, because there's a motor on either side of this that you want to keep in sync. Now you definitely always want to watch your head when you step up in there if you're a little bit taller, because you'll hit your head like I did. Make sure you repin these when you travel, just a safety thing. So there you go, just for safe peace of mind. And we'll take the keys, take them off, set them, because we'll need them when I do the walkthrough portion of all of that. Got your monitoring panel. You can read propane, as you saw, you guys have been using it, so it's a third full. Battery is always going to read charged when you're plugged in. Fresh, I did fill it for the 45-point inspection. We'll make sure we drain it. And then I will show you where the drain for the fresh water is in a moment. And you can do black, which is, like I was saying, just your toilet water, and then gray, which is like your shower and sink water. You can slide, extend, and retract for your rear slide. When you extend and retract it, you want to make sure you fold your bed up. We'll show you that too. Tank heaters, black and gray. That's going to allow, it's a small heating pad built into the black and gray tanks. That's going to allow you, if you're camping in the winter, to not have to worry about your tanks freezing up. When you have your water pump, you need to use your water pump when you're pulling from your fresh tank. So if you're primitive camping somewhere, you can do that. Generator, you can tell you guys have been, it's been used, so you guys are pretty sure how to use it. You have hours, it reads your hours. Once that shows up, hold it a little bit, hit up on start, generator will start up. If you're running your AC and you know you need to switch to generator, turn your AC off, unplug your camper, let your AC get all the way turned off, then turn on your generator, start your generator up. Wait until it's diverted power to everything. The microwave will be off. It'll take a few seconds for it to turn on. You hear it click on. Let the generator warm up, and then you can turn your AC back on, because you never want your generator to be fired right up and immediately have a load applied to it. So keep that in mind. TV remotes are in there. We're just testing everything, part of the 45-point inspection. If you're trying to tune in the signal, you're not getting a good signal from your antenna, you push this up and rotate, try to get it in a good tune. Sometimes you have to run a new channel scan when you enter a new area. Left that smoke alarm, standard smoke alarm, uses 9-volt battery, so when they start giving you like those low voltage chirps, just put a new battery in it. Another GFCI protected outlet. Like I was saying, all your GFCIs are on the same circuit, and the reset for it is in the bathroom usually. Light switch here does your main lights. Everything else are controlled by light switches here, like the kitchen turns those lights, and then this one turns the LEDs above the kitchen on and off. Down here you have a step light, which turns on and off this light right here. Awning light, you have, as you see, LEDs on your awning. Controls awning in or out. Just tap out, it'll keep going. Make sure you tap out again to make it tap in to make it stop, because it will not stop on its own usually. Sometimes they do. And we'll go in. If you roll your awning in wet, because you had to roll it in because it started raining real harsh, I definitely recommend rolling it back out when it starts getting sunny again, letting it dry off. That way it doesn't retain the water, retain moisture, it causes it to get moldy, and the next time you open your awning it could be smelly. You have a battery disconnect, so if you unplug the camper and when you're going to store it, turn all the lights off and then hit store on this. It's going to disconnect the battery from anything, keeping you from using battery voltage. There are a few appliances that always use battery power even without the lights off. Another good thing about this is if you close it all up and you have lights that you know you left on, instead of going in to turn the light off, you can hit store. It's going to disconnect the power, which will turn the light off. Awning will not move in or out if the keys are in ignition. That is just a safety feature. Table, lift up. Clips into place just like that. When you want to use it again, lift it up and push these in, and it folds down for transport. Cab. Come into your cab. Radio will only work. The backup portion of the radio only works with the keys in. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Dashboard, nice Ford style dashboard. Pretty common for all these style Fords. You have your lights, your running lights. They're not automatic or daytime running lights, so you have to manually turn them on. Your headlights. Change the cluster, the brightness of the cluster, which also turns on and off. That light there. Your windshield wipers. Click it in, turns them on. Hit this, does a sprayer, and then you can change the speed of it. Unfortunately, the controls on this aren't wired for the wipers. You use that one on the side over there, but this is still your turn signals. Mirrors, heated mirrors, mirror adjustment right there. So you have a few other controls over here. You have fog lights, turn on and off your fog lights. Night shade, you can go up or down. If your keys are in ignition, your night shade usually only lets you go to a certain point, just like that. So if you're driving down the road and you need to block some sun, it'll allow you to lower it, but only lower it to a certain point so you could still see while you're driving. If you wanted to go lower, obviously you take the keys out of the ignition, and this will go all the way down, which will block some light at night. And I always encourage people, when you have this parked at your site, lower your night shade and then close these curtains, because if you want privacy, that's the best way to get it, so no one's like peering in through your windows trying to see back in there. Climate control is very simple. Fan speed, temperature, AC, just the fan. That's for your furnace. Not furnace, sorry, your heat inside. max AC, we circulate air, and you have front defrost and feet, just head, legs and feet. Generator start and stop, you can do that from in here. It works the same way. You hold down until it's primed and then hit up to start, I believe. Yep. Emergency start, what this is if your chassis battery up front were to start to die, you can use your house batteries, which are underneath your steps, to start it. So you hold emergency start, and as you're holding it, you're going to want to crank over to try to start it, and that uses those powers to start it. Then cab light, which turns on and off the light in the cab. Very simple. Your radio, when you want to use your radio, that battery disconnect needs to be in the use position. It needs to be used, so you have to connect your battery, else your radio won't work. Push and hold this to turn it on, give you a little message. Radio is very simple. Scan your channels with these. Get the volume knob here. Presets, push and hold on these to save a preset. Tells you what band you're on. You can change the band, different FMs, so you can save different presets, different AMs for different presets. This allows you to change locals like scan, stereo, not equipped, and then this says scans through your presets, whatever presets have a good channel. Then go back to there. So you can, it'll allow you to scan through the preset that you're having the best signal on. Very simple for your radio. You can turn off the screen right here. Usually that's what that does. Yep. Just lowers the brightness until it turns off. Equalizer settings, you can go into your settings here too as well. Hit home. Dual mirror, so you can, this one is not set up to be the dual mirror. Actually, it might, hold on. Yep. Dual mirror allows you to use a special HDMI cord to hook your phone up to this, so it kind of mirrors what your phone is doing. So if you have GPS on your phone, you'll be able to do that. USB, so you can hook a USB into here. If you have music on a USB, or charge your phone from here. Auxiliary cord, so aux in, so you can listen to your own music off your auxiliary cord. Or you could Bluetooth your phone to this and listen to music off of Bluetooth. Also make it take phone calls. Rear camera, you could turn that on. Rear camera. That rear camera is always going to turn on if the key is in ignition. You also have turn signal camera, so I'm going to do left turn right now. Now you can see it's diverting to that camera right there, so you can see right there. We'll do right turn. You can see the door open on the passenger side right there. Now cancel it, and it'll go right back to your radio. There you go. You go back home again. AVN. These usually aren't equipped for that. That would be special thing because these are just basic aftermarket radios, so you could wire it up to work off of a DVD player. These drivables usually aren't equipped for that. You can go to settings, you can change wallpaper, language, different Bluetooth settings, what's hooked up to it in Bluetooth and whatnot. And then equalizer, obviously, sound. This would be your sound effects. You can change the sound effects so it doesn't beep when you want to do it. Yeah, a couple different settings you can play with. Yeah, very simple radio, easy to use, pretty responsive as far as touch wise. You can also use mode here. So if you're on radio, hit mode. It'll ask you what you want to do next. Yeah, very simple. Obviously, we don't have it hooked to aux, so that's what it wants to try to use now. It's telling me it's not gonna work. Let's go to. There you go. Yeah, pretty much it for the radio. Very nice, easy to use. Let's turn this off so we can continue onwards. Fold up right here. So you can use this as a tray when you're in the passenger seat. Spot for a leg for a table here. Flip out couch. You just lift up underneath. Lift up. You can pull it out. So we won't go all the way, so I can show you underneath here. Here's your pump. And this one here is your fresh tank. And your drain for your fresh tank, let's get this light on, is right here. You see that? So to drain it, Just turn it. I'm going to let that drain for now because we did fill it up with water, as you can see, as part of the 45-point inspection. You also have access to your pump if you do any of your own winterizations. And then now this is laying flat like it would be if it were a bed. We'll leave it like that so I can continue onwards with our walkthrough. Cooktop, you cook, very easy. You turn this to the flame, light it with a barbecue lighter, match, whatever you have, cigarette lighter, whatever. Simple instructions are right there for it. Get this light turned off. As I was showing you, light switch here does these lights right here. The one on the right does the LED lights on top. Similar over here, this one, middle one, does the LEDs. These lights you click on and off at the lights themselves. Microwave. Looks like a standard household microwave. Will only work if the trailer's plugged in or if you're running off your generator. Refrigerator is very simple to use. You have auto, off, and gas. Auto is going to default to 110, so if you're plugged in and running off your generator, that's what it's going to default to. But if it were to lose 110, it's going to automatically switch to running off of propane for you, which is nice, provided your propane would be on. And then you do have temperature setting here. Now, whether you're running on this on gas or electric, it will take anywhere from 8 to 10 hours to get to its operating temperature. It doesn't work like your standard fridge. Bathroom door, you just unclip it, slide it, latch it, open. It can latch open or closed. Light switch for in here. Water heater, so you can turn it on and off from here. So that's on. Change whether it's Celsius or Fahrenheit. You can turn it back off here and then adjust your temperature here. This is an on-demand water, so it will only heat water as you call for hot water. So it uses a pressure switch in there to tell whether you've called for hot water or not. Main resetting GFCI. So if any GFCI would have tripped, whether it's the one in the kitchen, the one outside, or this one, or any of the ones that are in here, this is the alley you're going to hit it reset on. Toilet's very simple. As long as you're hitting this pedal right here, it's going to continue to flush. Do have a fan up in here, the lid to crank open. Definitely recommend using that when you take a hot shower. Shower is very simple, hot and cold. You always want to have your shower curtain on the inside of the tub to avoid water getting all over your floors. Do a quick peek in here. Here's those table legs and those tables I was talking about. One of them will be in front of that couch over there. One of them will be for the cab. Right below there is your breaker box. So you have all your breakers for your 120 volt appliances, all your fuses for your 12 volt. I recommend carrying a box of assorted fuses just in case, so you guys have some fuses to use in case. Radio on the bed. So very simple to use. You have your power for it right here. So it turns on. It tells what channel you're on. That volume here. Let's turn this into a... So you have different zones. Zone A is going to be like in here. This there, the speakers up there. And then zone B will be outside. Outside speakers. Different modes. You can still have auxiliary in, back to FM and AM. Mute it. Time and function. So you can see the time. Now you can see the function, what you're on. That's why it's TF. Scan through your channels. Play pause. Use all your presets. Push and hold to save a preset. Volume. And then hit Bluetooth. You can Bluetooth your phone to this. You also have a charging station with multiple USB outlets over there. Those are 12 volt usually. So those will work off a battery going down the road. Another TV in here. Looks like I was correct about you guys having a satellite system installed here. So whoever installed your satellite system on this should have showed you how to use that. Thermostat, so you can go to cool. They have different bands, auto, high, and low. So if you're in cool 55 and you're on auto, high, or low, once the AC reaches 55 degrees, it'll shut itself off and then cycle back on and off to help kind of regulate that temperature you have it set at. If you had it on high or low, once it hits 55, it will continue to run, and then it'll run until it freezes up, and then it'll shut itself off. Then you'll have to wait for it to thaw out before you can use it again. That's why I always recommend just auto, high, or low. Then you can do it to fan, which will just run the fan portion of the AC, so it won't actually cool the air. It'll just kind of circulate air through the unit. And then you have off, and then heat. Heat's going to be your furnace, so your furnace obviously can go all the way up to 90. The same thing with your auto, high, and low function for your furnace. Light switch on the left, main lights in here. On the right does decorative LEDs above your cabinetry. Then right down here is a carbon monoxide and propane gas alarm that is hardwired to the 12-volt system, so there are no batteries you folks have to worry about changing on that. However, they will give you low voltage chirps if the 2 batteries that are underneath your steps were to start to die. Before you roll your rear slide out in, you're going to want to lift up your bed. It's on struts, nice and easy. And then I do think that you do have storage drawers underneath your bed. All right. So, kind of do a quick thought, see if there's anything I might have forgotten to mention. Tips you want to do, like I was saying, make sure you clean the back of that on-demand water heater every once in a while. And even though you have screens on these, you still want to make sure you keep them clean. You want to keep your tires inflated to the proper tire pressure. And the best place to find where your tire pressure is if you notice on the driver's seat right to the left, there is a sticker that is going to have some information on it that'll have your front and rear tire pressures printed on the sticker. Trying to see if there's maybe anything I thought I might forgot to show you guys. It's usually at this point, this is when I would ask if you had any questions. There's a few more things I noticed that I just saw just kind of walking around. These are super simple to use. You can turn the fan on, change the fan speed, and then turn it off. You also pull this down to use it manually. Some of these are designed to run off of electric lids with a switch for that, so make it closed. These are good if it's a nice cool night and you just want some nice cool breeze overnight. You can open these up, run some fan, vent some air through here, so you don't have to run the AC all night. Definitely recommend taking off the panel that's behind the fridge. This one right here, easy to come off. Just give these a quarter of a turn and clean back there every once in a while. You're going to want to check your roof occasionally. I did not see a ladder on this. No, but if you have to get up there, I just recommend using like a folding ladder and picking up there. Look for any gaps in the sealant, any tears in your roof material. And that way you can do any touch up to that. We do warranty works on Thor. I do believe if you wanted to get warranty work done on this, you could do it here, because we do our Thor dealer here too as well, or you could take it back to General RV if you'd like. We would talk about batteries under the steps. So here are those 2 batteries. It's got 2 of them because it's going to need the extra amperage to start your generator. All right. Well, as far as appliances, that's pretty much all I can show you. Like I said, normally I would ask questions if you guys have any concerns about appliances. I would try to get them answered for you, but we're doing this over video, and we'll send this up to what this video will have to be uploaded to YouTube, and then we'll send you the link for the video, because a long video being recorded on a phone takes a very, very long time to send to another phone. So it's just easier to upload to YouTube and then send you folks the link. That way, if you have any questions in the future, or if you forgot what I might have said, you can re-reference that video, and it'll answer the questions you guys have about it. And a few other things, again, I'm a little bit more off topic again. Just want to make sure you check your sealant around there and keep it touched up. If you see any gaps, just touch it up with a tube of clear silicone. Alrighty then. Well, that pretty much concludes the virtual tour of your Thor Vegas 25.2.